Yeah, so what we still search till default parameter we have covered. Okay, so this template literal everything is what about class? So do we discuss class? No, right? Okay, fine. So we have discussed about just functions. So default parameter, rest parameter, and as well as what is that optional parameter. We have covered those three, right? Okay, cool, cool. So now we will discuss about classes. Okay, so what is class? Why we have to use classes? We will discuss now. As then, okay, just I will give you overview. So then, but he is telling you did not. Yeah, class and how to create objects and how to practical example also done, right? Just unmute your mic, one of the persons. I'm unable to hear you.
Yes, sir. You have taught classes and object.
Okay, theory wise it's okay and example also done, right?
Yeah. Example also. After that, you have taught functions.
Okay, fine. So let me recover all those things, but we did not discuss about lambda functions, right?
Yes.
Okay, fine, understand. Okay, so let me recollect all those things within 5 to 10 minutes because we got gap, right? So then we will go for this thing. Okay, so first, so let me discuss about types. So what we have discussed earlier, so if you want to provide any type, so that maybe, for example, we know let, right? Okay, we can write it. So let a colon number equal to 10. Okay, so like that we have to declare and initialize. So if you want, we can provide the let a colon string. So this is another variable. So some chiru. Similar way, let a colon boolean. So you can give true or false. Okay, so these are the variables. We can use var keyword also, no issues. Just I'm declaring types. Inside the JavaScript, we are not providing any type, but inside the Java or TypeScript, we have to specify the types. That's it. So later we have discussed about let and constant. So let and constant both are so which scope? So that particular block scope. So what is the difference between let and constant? So once we declare any, okay, let a colon number. So if you initialize some value, so if you try to change some another value, we can do it. But coming to the constant, if you provide so any number, so we must initialize immediately. If you try to declare first, if you try to initialize later, then it doesn't support. Okay, so we must initialize immediately. And if you try to change so that constant value from 10 to 30, so then it doesn't accept because constant is a constant. Okay, so constant is nothing but immutable, means we can't modify the value, but let and var keywords are mutable, we can modify the value. But let constant block level scope, but function what is that var keyword is function level scope. So then we have discussed about template literals. So template literals are nothing but we can provide the multi-line strings and we have to use the backticks. So you can write line 1, so line 2, so we can write it. So in the line 3, you can provide the embedded expression. So this embedded expression is nothing but we will call it as interpolation, sorry, single bracket, curly brace. Okay, so here we can do the mathematical operations, we can call the methods, we can provide the variables. So these are nothing but template literals. So then we have discussed about classes. So class is nothing but they have introduced from the ES6. So class keyword. So then we have to write the class name. So for example, calculator, something simply we are writing. Okay, so here I'm trying to write, so properties, constructor, methods. So properties are used for to store the data. Constructor is used for to initialize the data. So and methods are used for to manipulate or modification of the data. So once we created the class, then we have to create the object. So let calc is equal to, so new calculator. So this is the object creation and we are providing the reference variable and this is the type. Okay. So what is variable, where or let or constant we have to specify. So by using reference variable, we can access so calculator related properties. So we can access calculator related methods. So properties we can access, methods we can invoke. So this is the class related syntaxes. Okay. So now how to write simply one properties related simple example, we will make it fast. So class product. So maybe we can write product ID. So number. So product name, string. So those are used for storing the data. So constructor is used for, you can write anything. What is this? Power gone. Okay, so prod ID. Okay, so prod ID, we have to provide number. So prod name, so UPS sound will come. Sorry for that. So prod name, string. So here constructor prod ID and prod name is there. So for initialization. So if you want to give, you can give same names. That is actually recommended. Even if you give the different name also, no issues. So then we have to initialize the prod ID, product ID. Yeah. Okay. Equal to product ID. And then we have to use the product name equal to. So why I'm writing all these things, because so it would be very useful. We have already discussed the example, but once again writing. So you need to understand the class. So then we have to write the method. So get products info something. So return. So we need to use those products list. So return, we have to use the template literal. So products info. So you have to write curly brace. So first one is you have to access some this dot ID similar way. So we have to use this dot product. That's it. Close the backtick. So this is the, what is that? Properties creation, constructor, and as well as methods. So later what we have to do, so you need to create the product object with parameter values 101. So product name is Samsung TV. So for that we need to use the reference variable. So let Sam equal to, that is the reference variable. So another product I need to create. So new product 102. So 1 plus 70. So mobile. Okay. So this is let. So 1 plus equal reference variable can be anything, or otherwise you can write prod1, prod2 like that. Okay. So now based on the reference variable, we can access so product ID, and we have to use console dot all those things, sam dot product name. Okay, and we can invoke through, so even 1 plus dot product ID, 1 plus dot product name you can access. So if you are confused about this sam and 1 plus, so we are addicted this reference variable like this, prod1, prod2, and here we will write similar way prod1 dot product ID, prod1 dot product name, similar way prod2 dot product ID, prod2 dot product name, and prod1 dot get products info, prod2 dot get products info. So like that we have to access. So these are the things we have discussed, and then we have discussed about functions. So like we can use so function, for example, so my info. So this is the function I'm providing some name, okay, string. So my company name, so employer equal to skill age. Okay, we are providing default value. Okay, fine, but we need to give the type skill age. So first one is the mandatory parameter. Second one is the default parameter. And what is that? Contact number. So this is, we need to provide the string. So question mark means optional parameter. Hobbies, string array. So this is rest parameter. So we know how to access and how to call all those things. So we have seen earlier. So now we will discuss about lambda functions. So those are the things we have covered earlier. So now we have recovered all those things. Now we are discussing lambda function. So this is also one type of function. So earlier, if you want to use these functions, how to use? So we will write function. So what is this function? Anonymous function. If you assign how to call this anonymous function directly, we can't. Okay, only we can use inside the immediately invoked function expression, but we can't call directly, but we can pass this anonymous function as a parameter for another function. So that is nothing but callback function. We have already discussed all these things at the time of JavaScript. But now if you want to call this function, how to call? So let my func equal to variable, we need to call this is anonymous function expression. So we can call this function based on the reference variable. But we are writing this function, but those too many lines of code, right? So inside the lambda function, they have optimized this code. How to do that one? Let me. So same thing we have to provide. Let my func equal to, okay, so you are writing function, right? So that function keyword they have removed. So they have added extra arrow symbol. They have removed function keyword. They have added extra arrow symbol. So you have to provide the curly brace and logic here. That's it. Okay. So for example, so if you want to write any addition operation or something, so then what we have to do? So no need to write any addition operator. So just we are writing a comma b, we will write, so written a plus b. If it is a lambda function, see here, I'm writing here, right? So one more thing, I'm writing multiple lines of statement. Just listen carefully, then I will explain theory and all. So if you write multiple lines, even this one also we can write like this. So this is only single line of statement. So here I'm writing multiple lines of statement. So console.log, I'm trying to print a comma b. I want to check it out. Okay. So then I'm doing our logic. Okay, you can, if you want, you can take one more variable, keep it result. So then return result also you can write it. But the thing is, here we are writing one line of code. So this is multi lines of code. If it is single line of code, so then no need to use this curly brace, no need to use the return keyword. So just write down like this. This is enough. Even if it is single parameter, then this parenthesis also not required. If it is empty, if it is more than one parameter, then you have to provide this one. For example, if it is single parameter, maybe you can think, then even that parenthesis is not required for the single parameter. So see the difference between earlier function and now, how much difference is there, right? So that's why, so lambda functions are just optimized way of approach for the anonymous functions. Okay, so just write down. Don't worry, we will see directly example. Okay, just write down lambda functions are so used to so represent anonymous functions. Okay, so lambda functions are also called as fat arrow functions. Okay, so while using lambda functions, so we can so omit the written keyword and curly braces. So if the function so is a single statement. Okay, so let me write down single statement related one. Syntax. I'm writing for single statement. P1 means parameter 1, parameter 2. So parameter n. So you have to provide the just statement directly. So multiple statements. So then you have to provide the parameter 1, parameter 2, parameter n. So open the curly brace. Statements, you have to write it. So now we will see the example. So what is this? Sylvie is the anonymous. No, function keyword we should not use, right? If you want to use lambda. So you're asking anonymous. So you are using what is that arrow symbol and you are using function keyword. So both are at a time we can't use, right? Either you can use so arrow symbol and parenthesis you have to use it, or if you want to use function then parenthesis use it. Okay, you can use any one. Yeah. So now let me write down the example. Yeah, that is lambda function. So that is anonymous function. So if you want, we can use normal way also. Means we can provide the remove the function keyword, then we can use parenthesis, then provide the arrow symbol. So, but on top of that function arrow symbol you have used. So what is that? So this, see,
No,
top.
it is, sir, that is nothing. I am saying window dot onload from that.
Okay. This one is fine. So this is normal anonymous function on load. So it will call this function. So because this function we should not write forcefully, right? So where this is JavaScript function, so at the time of onload window, it is calling, but we are not calling that function. So if you want to invoke the function, anonymous function, we can't do it. So these functions, how can we call? So based on the parameters, based on the IAA, or what is that, immediately invoked function expression, or based on the onload, these all are free defined. But what we have to do, if you want to forcefully call those functions, so ourselves, then we should not call, right? So for that, function name is mandatory. And moreover, so we can pass this one as a parameter, we can pass this one as inside the IAFS, sorry, IAS, so IAFS, immediately invoked function expression, and we can call at the time of load. So we have seen this one at the time of set timeout, set interval, right? So those also we have used as a callback function. So this is also like Windows preload. Whenever we have to onload, it will call, but we are not calling forcefully. Okay, fine. So if you want the same thing, we can use remove the function keyword and we can provide the parameters there. Okay, so now write down this multiple. Now I will write down the example now. So go to the TypeScript related first one .ts something. Okay, so I'm writing, so let me write a let keyword. So I'm writing, so lambda function equal to, so we are writing function something. This is actually lambda function. This is not lambda. Okay, normal function we will write. Let enough equal to function. So I'm writing return some 10 plus that x value. So that x we have to take it from function. Okay, so how to call this function? Nf of something 20 we are passing. So if you want to print, you can assign the variable, or otherwise you can print directly console.log as you wish. So if you want to look and feel, then you have to do for better understand. Okay, so this is normal way we are writing. So we have seen already this function, anonymous function expression earlier. So tsc first.ts. Oh, we are not at a particular project. CD TypeScript, move to the TypeScript, and now compile the program. So clear. So now running. So node something, why it is giving this thing. Cannot redeclare block scope variable result, where we have given result earlier. So result was also declared here. Okay, we can provide where. So these things, little warnings only. These are not these things. Okay, fine. So we are writing console.log result. Now check it out. So node first.ts, it's override. Node first, that is displaying. Okay, even I did not compile even after changing the where keyword. Not required, even let and where, both are same here in these situations. Yeah, here 30 is displaying. But the thing is, okay, for better understanding, sir, you have removed a let keyword. So could you please show me with this? Still 30 is there, so that is warning only. Okay, yeah, fine. But here I want to do by using lambda function. How? So just remove function keyword, arrow. Okay, I will comment this one. I will provide one more. That would be better. So this is the lambda function, lf. Same thing we are writing lf console.log result. So here I'm removing lambda function, means we can remove and add arrow symbol. Okay, then if it is single line of statement, then you can remove the curly brace. So you can provide the same thing, return 10 plus x. And if it is single parameter also, we can remove this parenthesis. Okay, still it is giving error. Curly brace expected while, oh, return keyword also we have to remove, right? So if it is single line of statement, so those many things we have to remove. So mostly inside the Angular and React, so we will use this lambda functions mostly for the single lines. So that's why we can avoid the curly braces, we can avoid the return keyword. If it is single parameter, we can avoid the that parenthesis also. If it is empty, if it is two more than 2 plus, then we have to use the parenthesis here. Fine, so now check it out. So still that is displaying. Okay, so just write down fast. Okay, I pinged you the code. So now we will go for the multiple lines of code. Just comment this one, again enable this one. So now I'm writing console.log x. So now it will work. Yeah, 20. So 30 is displaying. So because x value we are passing 20, but total result is 30. So both 20, 30 is displaying. The same thing if you write the lambda function. So if you write console.log one extra, so will it work? No, it doesn't work. It will give, so cannot find name x. Okay, so because it doesn't understand here, so for that what we have to do, so if it is multiple lines of statement, we have to provide a curly brace and as well as a written keyword also. So then only it can understand. Okay, save tsc first.ts, so not first 2030. Okay, if it is a lambda function more than one statement, then you have to provide curly braces return. Just we have to remove the function keyword. That's only. So remove the function and added the arrow. Okay, so this is for multi-line. So multi-line statement inside the function. So actually, so one more difference is there, but I will explain at the time of this keyword. Okay, so generally, so arrow functions advantage is the shorter syntax. Okay, and moreover, earlier, so we discussed it, right? Arguments object is their array object. It will accept multiple values. That is old approach. So by using JavaScript, but recent approach we know. So we have seen REST parameter, right? So it will accept multiple values. It will take it as an array, right? So that arguments object old approach. So inside the this keyword doesn't support. Okay, and one more difference is, so here we can't create, so here there is no, we can't create any object related things inside the lambda function, because so arrow functions are just only for callable, only we can call but not constructible. So that is the reason, so we can't use new keyword inside the lambda functions. So this is one of the most interview questions. Okay, you can write down. So difference between, so normal function versus lambda function. Because they told me to discuss even interview questions also. That's why I'm discussing after topics. Okay, so the most important point is first one. So what is that? So first one, arrow or lambda functions are shorter syntax. And second one, so arrow functions are callable only. Callable means we can call, that's it. So arrow functions are callable but not constructible, means that is, so we can't use new keyword inside lambda function. So both are equal lambda arrow function. So keyword inside lambda function. So third one, so we have used arguments array object inside the normal function. So in arrow function, so we can't access so argument array objects. Okay, arguments array object. This is similar to rest parameter. Okay, so it will take array of parameter values. And one more difference is there, but you need to understand. I want to discuss entire JavaScript related means. So normal JavaScript, ES6 JavaScript, TypeScript, everything I will discuss. And finally, this keyword. So that this keyword, so we can't access inside the so lambda functions. That's why, so we have to write it doesn't have own this keyword. Okay, so we can't access. Okay, I will show you example, but you can understand at the time of this keyword, so how it behaves. So inside the function object, inside the function, so normal functions inside the objects. If you write five functions, so I will explain all the scenarios one place, then you can understand. So here it doesn't show arrow functions. So doesn't access or doesn't have own this. Okay, so it doesn't have own this. So let me explain that fourth point. You can understand a little bit more. But don't worry, if you did not understand also, no worries. I will explain clearly at the time of this keyword. Yeah, for example, let person one or customer one or product one is there. So any object. So product something ID. So we are providing one at one. Product name. Samsung TV something. Okay. And after that, I'm providing so get product one info. Okay. Or otherwise get product info something we will write. Okay, so this is normal function I'm writing. If you want, we can write like this, or otherwise you can write like this also, no issues. This is like property wise I'm writing. So method property, anything, no issues. So here I'm writing a return, so that thing, so template literal. So I'm trying to use product info. So this dot curly brace. So this dot, so product, which one? Product one dot. So that this is nothing but product one, right? So here product ID and dollar. So this dot product name. Actually, it should display the properties, but it's not displaying. Okay, fine. Yeah, so the same thing we are providing, say using lambda function. So that is normal function, what we discussed so earlier previous example, right? So this is for fourth point related things. Okay, so same thing I'm writing. So I'm not changing anything, just I'm changing. So normal function to lambda function, that's it. I did not change anything, same code, just I have removed function, added parenthesis means lambda function. So here, first one, we will get the 101 Samsung TV, but here we did not get it. That's why, so that this can't access inside the so lambda functions. So here it will display, so 101 Samsung TV, but here we can't display, so that 101 Samsung display undefined. Okay. Still, if you did not understand, no issues, don't worry. I will explain at the time of this keyword. So where it will exactly what's happening inside the, so normal JavaScript, ES6 and TypeScript, in which scenarios it would be occurred. Okay. So just check it out. It will display, so TSC first, node first. Oh, we did not write any console.log. Okay, fine. So console.log. So product one dot get product info. Similar way. So product two dot get product info. Now check it out. So product info 101 and Samsung TV for first normal functions, it works. So this can access inside the functions, object functions. But here we are providing, so product 2.get product info, we are getting undefined and undefined. Actually, nothing is there internally. So object related functions, we will access window object. That's it. Don't worry, I will explain later. So window doesn't have that product ID, product name. But inside the first function, so this keyword acts as a object here. But here, this keyword acts as a window object. So window object doesn't have product ID, product name. So that's why it is giving undefined. Okay, fine. So just think about that fourth point here. So arrow functions doesn't have on this. So for that, I have explained that example. Okay, so fine. So now we will move to the destructuring. So what is destructuring? Why we have to use destructuring? So if you did not write it fast. So this is one of the most interview question. And moreover, while asking if I conduct one more interview for you, so I will try to take one more interview on JavaScript and TypeScript. Okay, so in that time, if I ask something, don't forget even each single point. Okay, so now onwards in the React.js and TypeScript. So if anything, interview questions are there, so I will explain immediately after that concept. Okay, so please do not miss even single point for each and every interview question. If I conduct one interview question for only for 5 members or 10 members, not 10 members, max 5 members. Okay, so in that time, so you have to be like answer all these 4 answers. Sir, I did not read, sir, I forgot, sir. Don't say that type of answers next time. Okay, so try to remember all those things. If I ask something, then you have to explain on that particular thing. Okay, fine. So maybe, so instead of asking this one, I may ask this program. So then what is the output? We will get it here. Okay, so just note down that example, write down this one. Once it is done, then you can ping me. And one more thing, so I will verify your notes. I forgot. So I will try to verify your notes. What are the things we have done till now? So please watch your old videos or something you have to do, but I will verify each and every one notes. Okay, don't forget this one. So actually I have given corporate trainings so recently. So I told them at the time of starting only, please maintain the notes. So I have informed admin team. So 2 members, they did not write out of 25 members, but they have given left and right for them, for those 2 members. So he has given wonderful notes why you are not writing. So next time onwards, they are writing. So that is the same thing I'm explaining from you starting onwards. Please maintain notebook. Please maintain notebook. Okay. So I will verify one day. So if you did not do, then I will give the complaint. Okay, fine. Okay, so now we will discuss about destructuring. So these all ES6 related concepts are similar to JavaScript. They have given extra easy way and extra benefits. That's it. So we have already learned all these things earlier through JavaScript level. So destructure. Okay, so what is first of all destructuring? Nothing is there. Just unpack the values from the arrays and unpack the properties from the objects into distinct variables. That's it. Okay, so just write down. So destructuring so is nothing but. So guys, do not, what is that, depends on remaining members. Think about yourself. Someone is did not write, I will not write. Someone is writing, I will write. Don't think like that. So whatever the mind write, your mind will say, okay, I will write it. This is very useful for me. So you have to write it. Okay, so think about yourself. Do not based on or do not think about remaining persons. Okay, so do it first, that one. So destructuring is nothing but, okay, just unpack the, so we have packing, we are unpacking the values and we are providing into individual variables. So unpack the values from arrays and properties from objects into, so distinct means different variables. That's it. So now we will see the one small example. Some guys, they are not writing, even not writing, but they are selling pinging, it's done. So that's why I'm asking. Okay, so right, done, right? So nothing but unpack the values from arrays and as well as properties from the objects into, so different variables. That's it. Okay, so now we will move to the, so I want to take three variables. So here the same thing what we have learned rest parameter, right? Similar way we have to use it here also. So A, I'm taking one variable, B, I'm taking one variable, and so result or rest something, we have to take one more parameter, one more variable. Okay, so if you want, we can take let A, let B, let rest, but I'm writing only single let, we can use multiple, so variables we can declare. So this is recommended. So now I'm trying to provide A comma B comma, so 3 dot rest. Similar to rest parameter, here we are providing so triple dot that property. So this is the thing we have used same as arguments array object in JavaScript. So that is nowadays no one is using. So that's why we did not discuss. But instead of that one, so we are using everyone rest parameter at the time of destructuring all those various places. So now I'm trying to provide something 2 comma 3 comma 5 comma 8 comma 9. Okay, so you can give how many. If you want to provide A comma B, then we need to provide only 2 comma 3. But I have given so rest of the parameters like there. So here rest of the array values. That's it. So now if you want to print console.log A, console.log B, console.log, so rest, it will display 2, 3, here it will display 5, 8, 9 inside the array. That's it. So this is unpack the array values. Okay, so now we will discuss about object level. Okay, actually, so even I don't want to ping these programs, but why I'm pinging, but you need to practice something else. Or otherwise, so you can so write it even once, right? Then you can understand something. So just you are listening. So that is not at all sufficient. So you have to think about writing. So then if you write it, then only you can remember what I'm explaining here. But if you listen later, then it would be difficult to learn at the time of teaching. Okay, so just think about, try to write it fast, little bit fast, at least write it fast. Okay, fine. So now we will go to the object level destructuring. So earlier we have discussed about array level, right? So now we have to discuss object level and need to distinct the variables. How? Let me provide one object. So I'm writing customer ID. Okay, 101. Customer name, Suresh Kumar. So customer city, Hyderabad. So get mobile numbers. Okay, get number of mobiles. Okay, means indirectly that SIMs. So return to something. So that customer is having three properties and one method. So earlier, if you want to access this one, how to access? Console.log customer.cust ID. All right. Console.log customer dot so cust name city or anything. So like that individually we have to access. So by using object destructuring, so what we have to do, so directly we can assign so that entire object. So how? So you can give any variable const or let or something. That is not this thing. So here I'm providing so those things. So customer ID, customer name, customer city. So one more. So get number of mobiles. So these are the properties I have used inside the object. So directly you can assign customer. That's it. So now onwards, if you want any specific property, you can access wherever you want. So this is very useful at the time of React.js. We will use a lot this object destructuring at the time of React.js. Okay, even Angular also. So console.log. So I need only customer ID. Okay, you can ping, you can access means console.log means we can access anywhere like this. Okay, so if you want, we can provide the, so for example, sometimes customer name or customer city, something is, it's very big, right? Sometimes properties we will write. So bank, credit card, number, something, this is the variable. Otherwise, we can't understand that particular variable name, right? So that is the reason we will write big variable names. So in that time, we can provide the alias names. For example, so customer city is there. I'm writing only city, but this is small variable. You can imagine like that, big variables would be there. Okay, so in those scenarios, we can use alias names also. Customer ID, if you want, you can display city. Okay, so if you want, we can display customer ID, customer city, customer name also. If you want, you can display customer name. And if you want, what happened? Yeah. So then we need to call even method also. So get number of mobiles. Okay, so try to access individually. This is method, right? So you will get 2, that's it, nothing more than that. We will write properties separately. So at present, you can't understand 100% of the usage, but at the time of React.js, you can understand from, so if you want to pass the data in the React.js, we will use props. So at the time of props, we will get some object, but I don't want entire object. I need only particular property in that object. So then we can use it. Okay, don't worry, you can understand. So get number of mobiles I'm using. So just try to access. See, 101 Suresh Kumar Hyderabad, number of mobiles too. So this is the way we have to do the basic destructuring. Okay, so I will write a little bit more about this. Wait, why it is giving this thing? Okay, fine. So these are the normal things. If you want to provide let constants, it will give the small warnings for that. Okay, so this is Visual Studio Code IDE based on that ES6 plus syntaxes sometimes doesn't understand. So that is the reason. Okay, fine. So now what we have to do, we will learn a little bit more about bigger one, so that destructuring. Okay, let me provide. Const is keyword. It's similar to var and let. We have already learned, right? So this entire thing is declaration of variable. That's it. So we will write let variable name, right? Similar way. So this whole object is simply one variable. Okay, fine. Yeah, so now let me provide. Oh, I think she has quite from 8 o'clock onwards. Let me discuss with her. Pooja, are you there? Just a second. Huh? Okay, fine. So they have another session, so they need this link. So we will discuss remaining things tomorrow. Okay, so there we will discuss about destructuring a little bit more examples. So then we will discuss about spread operator. So then we will go for the modules and inheritance concepts. Okay, so fine. So just practice this destructuring and as well as previous classes also. So it would be very, very useful. Okay, so just small things, array destructuring. I will take one more object. So then I can provide you how to show. And if I take function level, then how it looks like, all those things I will explain. Sir, yes, I want to ask you that question only now. Yeah, I have seen only 2 to 3 members, I think maximum I have seen. So initially that Mukul got sent that one. So, and after that 1 or 2 members, 2 more members or 1 member, another person, who is that? I received only 2 members or 3 members GitHub links. So what about remaining members assignments? Guys, please ping me who is another person other than Mukul. Guys, please let me know who is another person. That person did not join our what today. Okay, fine. I didn't see. Just a second. Let me check who is another person. Mm. So I have given CK mail. Could you share your mail ID assignment are complete? Yeah. So let me check with them. So Mukul, so which mail ID I have given for you? Gets you training or CK web school? Gets you training. Okay, fine. So then take this gets you training. Just a second. I will check if it is gets you training. Mukul, right? Yeah. So Mukul and one more person also. Okay, fine. So you can send it to this one. Okay, so you can send that to this mail ID. Okay, so fine. So we will discuss a little bit more about destructuring tomorrow. So we will cover one more time. So what is exactly destructuring? How can you use it? And we will discuss two more examples are there. So then we will go for the spread operator. Spread operator also similar to same thing. So three dots. So where we have to use spread operator. So destructuring and this parameter, we have to use the three dots. Okay, we will discuss those things tomorrow. Guys, please send the assignments. So I have given, so what is that, so much of time for you. So try to complete. So I think I will give you 1 or 2 days more. So you have to complete at least this Wednesday. So I will verify this Saturday and Sunday. So how you have done. So what is the optimization code you have applied or not. I will verify each and everything. So, but try to do it this Wednesday. Okay, I got only for 2 members or 3 members, but everyone should do, right? At least you have to discuss with your friends. So how did you complete? So could you please explain me? So I have stuck into a particular area. So could you please explain me in that? Like that, you have to think. I think I have given more than 10 days time for you. 10 days, I think 10 days or one more than 1 week something. Okay, so try to complete as soon as possible. Okay, I have given 3 more days. So today is Monday, right? Sunday, right? Monday, Tuesday, you have to show me, send me to the Wednesday. Okay, fine. Thank you so much. So they have another session at 8:15. So that's why. So we are not continuing. Otherwise, I can take 2 hour session now. Okay, fine. So thank you so much. Bye bye. Good night.